For years, I felt like something is wrong with me. I had so many different interests, so many things I was good at, so many visions, but I just couldn't get results. And every time Monday came around, I didn't know what to do, and I ended up being busy the entire day, but I didn't really accomplish anything. And I look back on months where I didn't make any meaningful progress, and I felt like I was going nowhere. And it took me a while to understand, but then I did, what exactly was the reason for that to happen and what I need to change specifically in order to finally get results as a multipotentialite when you have a lot of different interests, and to know exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to make meaningful progress so you actually achieve your goals. And in this video, I'm gonna share this exact system and process so you can just copy it. The first step is to actually set a long-term goal and make sure that that is aligned with your values. I'm pretty sure that you have a lot of different ideas and you have a lot of different interests, but it's hard for you to choose the thing you actually want to pursue a little bit more long-term. And I'm not meaning you have to commit to one interest. You can often combine multiple interests into one goal, but you have to at least pick one goal, okay? And in order to do this, the exact process I use, and let's do this actually together, is first of all, you do a little mind map and you break this down into the areas in your life that you have. And for example, we'll just use the business goal, but if you just Google for like life areas that you can put in your life, then you can find a lot of different things. I use these 8 ones, but let's assume you just want to get finally some results in business and make some money and stuff like this. Okay, so we just copy this and you just start doing a little brainstorming session on what goals you actually want to pursue and achieve in your business or in your career. Okay, and for example, I might want to build a YouTube channel. Okay, maybe you want to travel the world as a photographer. Maybe you want to become a 6-figure writer. Maybe you want to be building a Substack. Okay, and you just put in everything that really interests you, everything that really excites you. Maybe you already know your goal, but in case you don't, just put it in there. And most important, even if you already know your goal or you don't know your goal, whatever it is, you have to match these things with your values and make sure they actually align with who you are. And I shared in other videos before how you find your values, but you just go back into turning points in your life and you figure out why you choose that way and in that situation, okay? And those, for example, are my values and the emotions I want to feel. And now I just match my goal to those values. Okay, so for example, we'll go with the YouTube channel for this example. Building a YouTube channel, it could give me a lot of freedom, but only if I build it the right way. So I would actually start changing this goal and optimizing this goal until it really fulfills and hits my values. Okay, so for example, the YouTube channel. How could I make sure that this will actually allow me to have more freedom in my life? Well, I would need to build or make it in a way so I have a system where I'm not fully dependent on it. So either the videos are very easy to film, or I have a team that does the editing and the scripting and all the other parts for me. So I can shoot in one take, no editing, scripting. Okay, so this will give me freedom because I can just sit down and make the videos. Being different, well, this, how could I make sure I achieve this actually? Well, I would have to find kind of my own style of making videos. So it wouldn't just be copying someone or making talking head videos because everybody's doing this. To actually sit down and analyze what my own style is, what kind of stuff I like on YouTube, and then forming my own identity through this. So let's just put this down in my own way. And belonging, for example, if I build like a small team of creative people, that will give me belonging. Then I can also build a community on the back end with people that actually like my stuff and watch my videos and have the same interests. Then we can build a community and we can hang out together, and I have this belonging part there. Okay, so this is already something that aligns a lot with my values. We now have to just make sure, we'll take this goal now. This is my long-term goal, like 7 years or something. And we now have to take the next step, which is to actually break this down a little bit. Okay, because this is still too unspecific. You don't actually know when it's done. And in this case, we just need to ask ourselves the criteria. So how do we know actually that this is done? So for example, I can say I want to have 100k subs. Okay, but again, how do I know this is done? Is it just any subs? Is it just like random subs? What kind of subscribers do I want? Of creative people with many interests. Okay, so this is already good. If I have 100k subs of creative people with many interests, then this is already pretty much there. How else do I know that this is done? I only spend max 2 hours a day on it. Okay, what else? Small team with researcher. Okay. Okay, I know this is a little bit tedious, and if you're creative and have a lot of different interests, I know it will be kind of hard internally, but you have to go through this. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard for you to know exactly what to do and what actions to take in order to achieve your result. And oftentimes this is the problem with creative people. They don't want to do this process, and then they just end up feeling excited by something and they run into some direction. And then they don't actually know when the goal is accomplished or what they need to do. And that is often the point when they stop, or they feel like they achieved the goal, but they still feel guilty and ashamed of it because they somehow feel like they didn't achieve the goal because they weren't clear of what the goal is in the first place, if that makes sense. So you have to do this. It's so important to be very specific. The test I usually take is, could a third person, like someone random I just asked on the street, look at this goal and tell me if I achieved it or not? If they can't, then it's not specific enough. If they can, then it is. So for example, if someone sees this and they're like 100k subs, okay, that's very easy. But it also has to be around creative people. So how do I know this is done? Well, I would eventually see in the community, which like, let's say 10k members of creative people with many interests. So it's kind of small team. So just 2 people or freelancers or whatnot, and the time frame as well. Meaning I have it systemized so I don't become a slave to my YouTube channel or to this goal. So I still have the freedom, and I have it all set up and systemized in a way that it only takes me max 2 hours, even if the channel grows bigger or whatnot, or I have 100k subs on this, and I still only put in 2 hours. I create So this is also very important for me. And someone else could check this. They can just look at my YouTube watch history and see what kind of content I consume, and then see if I'm doing something similar or if I'm doing some other stuff. For example, I don't watch any talking head videos where people just sit in front of the camera and give you like 5 tips in 5 minutes. This feels like McDonald's content for me and doesn't really have any value. Feels like fast food. But what I do watch is people showing their entire system, the entire process, like really going through it step by step, taking me on the journey with them. I watch this kind of stuff a lot. So someone could take a look at it and they're like, hey, it matches, okay? So if those are my criterias, then we need to take the next step. Now this is the 7-year goal, okay? But obviously, having a 7-year goal, you still don't know what to do on a daily basis. So we have to break this down a little bit, and we have to come at the end of the day to a point where you know exactly what to do today. And we do this simply by breaking it down. So, and what I use is pretty much just, if this is my long-term goal, then we take the next horizon, which is like 1 year. And I just ask myself, like, to achieve my 7-year goal, what's the one thing I can do this year such by doing so everything else becomes easier or irrelevant. So, okay. So in order to achieve my goal and with all these criterias, like what's the one thing I need to do or I can do this year that such by doing so everything else becomes easier or irrelevant? Well, if I get it at least to like 10k subs, that'd be already good. Okay, what's one more thing I can do this year? Well, I would need to create a system or a habit that I upload consistently, because it just depends on this. If I were to upload consistently for the next year at least, and I continuously improve, I take in feedback, and I have this whole system set up, then there's a very high likelihood that I achieve my goal, okay? So, system to shoot, iterate, and upload and publish consistently. So the consistency you have to define yourself. Like, for example, with the YouTube, like you can do at least once a week as far as I know. But, you know, right now I'm doing daily. You can do twice a week, 3 times a week, whatever cadence you can actually keep up, and depending on how busy your life is. But it also depends on the goal. Like if you set the goal of getting like 1 million subs, you probably have to upload a lot more in a lot higher quality and stuff. So it really depends on your goal as well again. But in my case, 10k subs, and if I just have a really good system to shoot, if I do at least like 3 videos per week or more, let's do plus, that will probably get me there. Okay, and this is already a very important distinction. So this is a outcome-based goal, okay? And this is a action-based goal. And what we focus on the day-to-day is your action-based goals. And long term, we want to set outcome-based goals. Okay, so the yearly goal is going to be the outcome-based goal. Now, we break this down to the quarter. And to achieve my yearly goal, what's the one thing I need to do this quarter that such by doing so, everything else becomes easier or irrelevant? Well, I would, again, upload very consistently. Let's just take for this example, I upload twice a week, okay? Consistently. I upload twice a week. A quarter has 3 months, which is 12 weeks, 24 videos, okay? Meaning 24 videos in this quarter, okay? Plus, I need to, which is very important, if I were just upload 24 videos, then this would be okay. But I also need to take in feedback, iterate, and improve them, okay? Meaning every time I upload a video, I take a look at the analytics, what went well, I analyze my channel on the stuff that worked and what did not work. This has to be into consideration as well, but if we build this into the system and the system then works, then this is fine, okay? So this is then the quarter goal, because if I focus on this and I build like a portfolio of like 24 videos and really good quality, and I iterate and improve and I find a system so I can pump out the content very consistently, then this will already get me a long way to my outcome-based goal, okay? Then we break this down one more into the month. What's the one to achieve my quarterly goal? What's the one thing I need to do this month that such by doing so, everything else becomes easier or irrelevant? Well, I need to then upload 8 videos. And build the system to do this effortlessly. Meaning, again, how do I know I'm doing this effortlessly? Let's say it takes me only per video, or even less, you know? So now one more layer, week, okay. What's the one thing to achieve my monthly goal? What's the one thing I need to do this week in order that such by, if I get this done, everything else becomes easier or irrelevant? Well, I need to upload this week then 2 videos in high quality, is a bit vague. Okay, what's one more thing I can do this week that such by doing so, everything else becomes easier or irrelevant? Now, if I build the system, so meaning I write down all the individual steps that are required for me to upload a YouTube video, and then I look at every single step and see how I can optimize it, eliminate it, or delegate it, so it becomes much more smooth, maybe even systemize it or whatnot, and it takes me less and less time in order to put out a consistent or even better quality of video every single time. Build a system. So how do I know I have this done? I have the process mapped and every step is automated, eliminated, or delegated. Okay, now I think this is clear now. You know exactly what to do. Okay, now you just wake up every morning and you look at this thing, and I'm going into detail in a moment how to actually make this a habit and stuff like this, and how to make sure you actually do this and stay focused on this. But now you just look at it at this and you know exactly what to do every single day. Like your goal is this week to do 2 videos. Okay, what's the one thing I need to do today that such by doing so everything else becomes easier or irrelevant? Well, I probably have to do some competitor research to see what kind of channels are in my niche and what are the best performing videos. And one more thing would be to probably generate a ton of different ideas of videos and have a library of ideas that I can draw on when I start videos. And maybe even the third thing would be to start scripting videos and walk through this process by once, and then tomorrow, or you can start shooting and stuff like this. Okay? So now you have this broken down and you know exactly what you do, and your yearly goal is to get 10K subs, which is your outcome-based goal. But oftentimes what I do is I kind of forget about the outcome because I'm much more focused on the actions I need to take in order to get this outcome. And I figured out that if I upload 2 videos consistently per week for the next year, there's a very high chance that I achieve my goal. And how do I know this? Preferably you take a look at people that have done something similar, or you find a coach that can tell you this. If I start a YouTube channel, for example, there are probably 1,000 different courses and people that have done this before. It's not a secret. So I can just research a little bit what they recommend, what they do. And if I follow their protocol because they have achieved their goal before, so they know how to achieve it in much less time, then already shortens the span of me trying it out and figuring it out and trial and error. And I know exactly what to do. And I found this out by researching as well. A lot of people recommend at least 1 video per week in high quality. And then every time you do a video, you improve by 1%. I can actually make this as well here. Upload consistently and improve every video by 1% plus. Okay? So this is all I need to focus on. Right. So once you have this, we actually need to make sure that you stay focused on this and you don't get distracted on other things. And we do this by using a tool. This is not my brainchild, but I've been using it for a very long time and it just works magic. Okay? And this is like the warm map or planner or whatever. And what I do, for example, if we take May, my main objective is to upload 24 videos. And again, we focus on the action. We don't write down, I want to get 2,000 subscribers, because this is also in a way out of my control. But what I can control is my input and what I do on a daily basis in order to achieve that goal. And since, again, I studied people that have done this before and people that are successful on YouTube and they recommended this, so I can just focus on these actions they recommend, okay? So 24 videos plus improving Okay, so 24 videos. That is actually for the quarter. So for the month, this would be 8. Upload 8 videos and improve 1% plus with each video. Okay. So now we break this down into the weeks, and we know that in order to upload a video, you can even go into more specificity. So we can do the process mapping right now. So my goal is to upload a video. What steps are required for me to get this outcome? This is the end final goal. So, well, I need to edit the video. I need to film the video. I need to script the video. I need to think of title and thumbnail. You do this actually before. And research ideas. And here's then look at analytics plus find way to iterate one thing with each video. So this is the 1%. If I look at my video that I just uploaded and my analytics and I find one thing that I can do better the next video, then this is already my 1%. Okay, so we achieved this as well. We upload the video and every time I want to do one more thing better and improve it that I found out from my analytics last time. So those are my steps in order to get this result of uploading a YouTube video and growing the channel. Okay, so now the goal would be to upload 2 YouTube videos per week. This would be here, upload 2 YouTube videos. Let's just delete those. For this week as well, this week as well, and this week as well, okay? And I notice I need to take the steps before, so I maybe upload on Wednesday, okay? And maybe I upload on whatever, Saturday, okay? Those are my two times, and we do this the entire month, so you know exactly what to focus on, and you won't get distracted. Boom. So now we know that we have some steps before. Maybe you can research ideas at one time. Maybe here. Maybe you sit down for 2 hours and you just research ideas and then you have like a whole map for the entire month. You probably can batch this. Then here you script the video. Script video. And then here you edit. And maybe here you can already film video, okay? So now you have the process, and I wouldn't plan this too far ahead. I mean, the outcome is, and the result you want is to have a good YouTube video. Sometimes things get in between and there are other steps you need to take. So you can keep this a little bit fluid. But what I do is I have like a rough idea of the month. If I specifically want to do something every single day, then of course I put it in. So for example, if you want to get more clients for your freelancing business, agency or whatnot, and you know that every day you need to reach out to 10 people, then obviously you put this in on every single day in order to achieve your result. With the YouTube video, you want to put in when you upload and your weekly goal that you want to upload 2 videos, so you know that you're on track. But when you script and film the video and stuff like this is up to you. Like if you wake up on Tuesday morning and you know, or you feel like just scripting the video today, okay, cool. Then maybe tomorrow you edit and you upload and you film the video on one day. But you just wake up in the morning and you just look at this and you just get it done. Okay, so this will already get you very focused. And to even go one step more to make sure you continuously get the results, you need to build a habit loop. And if you just Google this, there's probably a lot of stuff that comes up. Habit loop, okay. Pictures, there you go. So you have a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue would be for you something you pick either first thing in the morning, or the routine would be to then film and record the YouTube video and script the YouTube video, and then reward is something you can pick for yourself. So let's make this very specific. In my case, I decided I want to upload 1 YouTube video every single day. Meaning my goal is to upload 30 videos in the last 30 days. Okay, coming to an end right now. I already uploaded 26, or this is the 26th video, so I'm on track. And meaning I have every single day YouTube video, 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 YouTube video. Okay, let's just take all of them. Okay, I'm probably going to change this and not going to keep this up forever, but in the beginning I wanted to build momentum and I wanted to build a really strong habit of me doing this, and I figured doing it every single day would be a perfect way to cement this. Okay. So I already optimized my process in a way that I research ideas, I have them all batched, then I think of thumbnail and title. I don't really script the videos, I only make like 5 bullet points and then I do it free flowing. I just film long form and I don't really edit, I just edit the beginning and the end. And then I upload the video and then I look at analytics and find things to iterate and improve on based on what worked and what did not work. This is pretty much the process I use right now. I'm not saying it's perfect, but I get results. I upload videos, okay? So what I then do is the habit loop. I have this all in here. I know exactly every day I wake up and boom, I want to cross this out. So I look at the habit loop and I was like, okay, the routine is for me to think of an idea, to record the video, to edit the video and upload the video and do the thumbnails and stuff like this. So 4 or 5 steps that I need to take as my routine. And my cue is I do this first thing in the morning. So I wake up, I plan my day, and right after I planned my day and did my tracking and stuff like this, I work on the YouTube stuff. So I have this thing called habit stacking. I do one habit and then I start immediately the next one. So this is my cue. I plan day and then record and upload YouTube video. Okay, plan day is then my habit is this, and my reward is I get to drink coffee in a cafe. So I pick a cafe and I just have a quick coffee there, or I grab a coffee there or something like this. Okay, so this is what I do every single day. And I already have my wall map. So the only thing that's lacking now is you need to have some type of daily routine that you can follow where this is already built in, so you know when you're going to do this stuff. And I have an example of the routine I use every day. So I just wrote this down. You can do it in less detail, but as you can see here, I get up and then immediately I do the tracking, the planning. I listen to a song as a small reward, and then immediately I do the YouTube stuff immediately. And then reward is my coffee and my smoothie. And I have been doing this the entire month now. And this is the habit loop, okay? And then I do the rest of my work stuff where I work also on my hobbies and the other goals I have, okay? And this is then it. And I know in the beginning, it's going to be very hard for you to do this because you feel you have some resistance towards this kind of detail and to breaking this down, and you feel like you're lacking in your freedom and stuff like this. But I can tell you as well, I had it in the beginning and it doesn't come natural to you or to anyone pretty much, except you're like some accountant or math person. But you just have to do it a few times and it starts to get natural to you. And you realize that once you've done this, you actually have more freedom and not less. The thing is, you believe that if you keep everything open and you're spontaneous and things can just come up and you do them, that this gives you more freedom or like better quality of life. But it's actually not true. It actually locks you in more and you have less energy and you have less freedom because you continuously have to decide. Then you feel drawn into this direction. Am I going to do this now? Then you start to feel guilty because you're not actually getting results, because you're kind of like this, one day you go there, the other day you get there, then you do this for 2 months, then you do the other thing for 2 months. And once you build the system, you have actually more freedom because you can just sit back and you're like, well, I have this now. And since this is aligned with your values, it's the thing you really want, it's your long-term goal, you broke this down, then you can just chill. You know, I'm on the right track. This aligns with my values. It gives me the emotions I want on a long-term base. I know if I just focus on these actions every single day, I will get to my long-term outcome I want for this year. And I just have to focus on the daily actions and I build them into my routine. I have my reward for it. And I can just stop thinking about all these small, minor decisions you take in life that are wasting your time. And just do the work, get it done. And then you have the free time to do other stuff. But you have more mental capacity and more creativity because you're not so full with all these small decisions, and you don't feel guilty and ashamed because you're not getting results. This way you get results, you feel good, you feel satisfied, and you can move on to other things.